If you've been building your business solo and secretly wondering if you're doing it all wrong, then I want to invite you into something that might just change the game. It's called the Freedom Business Circle, a newly developed group coaching that I run with my business and life partner, Badr Lakshiri, who's also a transformational realignment coach with nearly 2 decades of experience. This coaching group is not another course or mastermind. It's a high impact coaching space for creators, coaches, and online business builders who are ready to grow their income and their freedom at the same time. Inside, we focus on aligned growth. No hacks, no burnout. We want to make sure that you're growing your business in a way that feels in alignment with your purpose. We do so with 2 powerful coaching calls a month, once a week asynchronous coaching inside our 24/7 available Slack community where Badr and I jump in every single week for an entire day to answer your questions, and you will gain access to curated Slack community that actually gives a damn. See, whether you're hovering around your first few clients, have spent the last 6 months perfecting your offer or content strategy without putting anything out there, or are finally ready to hit 2 to 5K months consistently, this space gives you structure, feedback, and the community to make it happen without selling your soul or having to duct tape your business together from freebies. Because here's the thing. The Freedom Business Circle lives right in between the $20,000 a year mastermind and a free Facebook group that you've already muted. The circle is open now, and for only $97 a month for the first 10 members and $147 a month after, you can plug in immediately. I mean today, and you can cancel at any time. So head to the link in the show notes to learn more and claim your seat inside the Freedom Business Circle today. All right, let's get into the episode. Welcome to the Your Business Untethered podcast, a space for freedom seekers ready to build and scale a business that supports their wildest dreams, even while traveling the world. Hi, I'm Dina, creator of Way of the Founder and your host. I imagine this podcast as a space where aspiring and established freedom entrepreneurs come to forge a path towards purpose, financial freedom, meaningful impact, and location independence. I'll be your guide as we defy the norm, heal old conditioning, and step into the leaders we were born to be. I myself am a firstborn, a daughter of divorcee, sister, girlfriend, professional coach, nomad, and expat of a decade plus, as well as yoga aficionado and energy healer. In my previous career, however, I worked a 9-to-5 as a professional fundraiser for American orchestras. Can you believe it? However, I needed more. I needed more freedom in my life. So 5 years ago, I called quits on resume success and claimed back the reins over my own life. What started with a one-way ticket to Vietnam and a single backpack filled to the brim has since grown into Way of the Founder, where I've helped hundreds of clients defy and heal from the path that we're told to follow, redefine freedom, fulfillment, and success on their own terms, and build impact-driven businesses that let them live and work from anywhere. Join me each week for deep dives into leadership, strategy, and mindset, as well as healing that fuel the untethered CEO. That's you. Whether you're building your dream with a coconut flight ticket, wine glass, or coffee in hand, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Boy, hello. Now let's go and talk about how to utilize your email list in order to drive sales, specifically passive sales. I'm so excited to be talking about this subject. This is something that used to be a mystery to me up until, honestly, maybe like 2 years ago. And honestly, this topic a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of business coaches will teach you how to start your email list. That's fantastic. You need to learn how to start your email list. But then what do you do with it? This is where things become a little more blurry than they should be. Because starting your email list is one thing. But what I want to make sure you really understand is, to what end will you start an email list? Meaning, once you have subscribers on your list, what do you do now? Now, the other thing that a lot of business coaches are talking about is you have to nurture your audience. You have to nurture your email list. So you probably already know that you're supposed to send 1 or 2 emails a week, or at the very least, be consistent with the amount of emails that you send to your list. We can call these emails a newsletter or a nurturing email. But what do you say in these emails? And beyond that, is this really all that you can utilize an email list for, to send 1 email a week? Well, no, it's not. You can utilize your email list if you set it up right in a way so that your entire business is now built around the beating heart that is otherwise known as your email list. So let's talk about it. Now, what I wasn't aware of too much when I first started my business was that I was A, allowed to, B, supposed to, and C, able to use my email list for anything other than send an email a week. I knew how to, or I taught myself how to use that 1 email a week to nurture my audience, to connect with my audience, to tell them a little bit more about my clients, my client journey, myself, my background, etc., and to also sell in that 1 email a week. So good for me. I learned that. That's fantastic. But now here is where my mind got blown when I finally made the switch in thinking of automated email sequences as something that those people over there are doing, versus something that I can very easily and truly a very joyful way implement for myself. See, unlike social media where you post something and hope that it lands in front of the right people, you have a lot more control over who you send emails to. So you can, in email marketing terms, segment your email list according to behavior, according to buyer behavior, according to click behavior. Now, I'm not going to overwhelm you with all of the nitty-gritty of this, but let's define what a segment of your email list is. A segment is nothing other than a group of, so you have your bigger list. Let's say you have, just for argument's sake, you have 100 people on your email list. Out of these 100 people, you have 20 people in a segment. That simply means that these 20 people belong to a specific group. It might be that these 20 people have come into your email list via one specific freebie, and everyone else has come into your email list from a different freebie. So this one segment, you can now email that one segment, meaning you can target those 20 people very specifically based on not cold, hard, broy marketing selling, but based on an action they've already taken. They've already told you, I really like this type of resource. I've clicked it, I've downloaded it, I've used it. Now you, as the expert in your field, will know organically, okay, great. If they like this resource, they're going to like this resource as well. So this is just to say, big picture, you can utilize your email list for things that are so much more deeper and speak to serving your clients so much better, and speak to supporting your audience so much better, and speak to actually doing a lot of things in your business all the time, turn time around without having to constantly be plugged into your business if you utilize your email list the right way. How cool is that? I think it's amazing. Honestly, I love email marketing. Maybe one day I'll just niche down. Maybe I'll just become an email marketing coach. No, I won't. It definitely will not. But it's a big, big, big aspect of implementing your mission into a business that can sustain itself. I will go as far as saying that without learning how to utilize your email list in a manner that goes far beyond one weekly newsletter email, you will never be able to have a sustainable business. Wow, that's a big statement, right? But it truly is that important to build an email list and to build it right from the get-go. So what do you need in order to utilize your email list? I'm going to sort of split this up, and I'm sure you can tell, like, this is about to become a bit of a masterclass. So buckle up. If you're listening to this, buckle up. Let's split this episode into sort of two parts. One being, this is what you can do with an email list, and the other being, this is how you do it. So first things first, you've got to know your client journey. You can't do any of what I'm about to tell you without knowing what your client journey looks like. If you're listening to this and you're like, I don't really know what a client journey is, or maybe you're listening to this and you go, yeah, I know I need to get on this. I have a bunch of one-on-one clients and I love working with them, but it looks different for every one of them. And I don't really know how to note down a client journey of like, this is the point A and this is the point B where my clients come in and leave off an offer, or your entire business, then this would be the first thing where I would tell you, you need to understand what a client journey is and you need to create the client journey for your business. If you don't, this is not going to work for you. If you don't, you need to go and schedule market research calls or ask your one-on-one clients for feedback. Plot out the journey that you take your one-on-one clients through, including what they did before coming into your business and what they're doing after leaving your one-on-one container. Once you have your client journey, your email list becomes the tour guide of your business. So first things first, if you don't have a client journey, the course where I talk at length about how to figure out what your client's journey through your business looks like and how you can aid and curate that journey is my business course, 9 to 5 to Freedom Business. That's where you can plug in and plot out your client journey, 9 to 5 to Freedom Business. With that in hand, I now want you to think about your client. No, I now want you to think about your email list as being a tour guide that guides you through Disneyland. If you've ever gone to Disneyland or really any roller coaster ride park, then you would know, like, you come in and typically there are multiple entrances and you come in and now you have options. You can go to this ride over there or this part of Disneyland over there, and you have a map in front of you and you have signposts next to you. And you have actual guides, actual people who are standing there and say, hey, ma'am and sir, how can I help you? Where would you like to go? What would you like to experience? Your email list has the job of these signposts. Your offers, on the other hand, are like the different rides. Your offers are supposed to solve different problems, offer different experiences. Your email list now becomes the map or the signposts that guides your audience to these different offers, or in our analogy, rides. So yeah, think of your business like Disneyland and of your email list like the map or the signposts. There are multiple entrances or multiple tracks. You can go to different parts of Disneyland all in different orders. People can step through your offers all in different orders, depending on the problem they have by the time they come into your business. Your email list, if set up right, and this goes beyond just a weekly newsletter, this goes into automated, pre-written email sequences. Those email sequences become the signposts for your clients as they step through your business. Your offers are the different rides in Disneyland, and your email sequences are how you guide your clients from one ride to the next. So now this is the big thing that I didn't know I had the permission, capability, systems to do, but you do. I do, you do. We all do. This is the part where I was like, oh my gosh, I can do so much more with my business in a more efficient way, in a better serving way, and around the clock. Your email list is how you turn having to be in front of the laptop in order to make money into just make money overnight. This is how. There's no other thing you need in place. You need your email list to function properly. So specifically within your email list, you need to understand how to write email sequences and which email sequence to write. So there are 3 email sequences I want you to start thinking about. And again, we're thinking of our emails, specifically the email sequences, as signposts that guide our clients along their journey based on where they're at. First email sequence is your welcome sequence. The second type of sequence are your nurture sequences. Those are the nurture sequences that go out to people who've just purchased a course or an offer or anything. And the third type of sequences you want to start thinking about are your sales sequences. It's sort of self-explanatory, right? So let's step through each and every single one of them. And I believe that will give you a really good start to begin to think of just the potential that your email list has. Now, you may not know at the end of this episode exactly how to write all of these email sequences. I have a masterclass for this. Inbox to income is the masterclass you want to plug in to get all of the details downloaded. It's a super dense masterclass. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Dina, you've got me hooked. I had no idea that this is everything I can do with my email list. Wow, thank you so much. How do I go and do it? You go and plug into the masterclass, and that's the how. So your welcome sequence, as the name says, should be automated to go out to everyone who newly joins your email list. That means we're now making the assumption that this new subscriber is new to your world. So you want to introduce them to a few things. You want to introduce them in your email sequence. So this is maybe 3 to 5 emails, depending on how many you want to write, depending on how much you have to say. You want to tell them about who you are and why you do what you do. You want to tell this new subscriber how you help clients and why that is important. You want to offer some social proof in that as well. And you want to begin to introduce them to a journey through your business. You want to empathize with that client. What do you know about your potential clients? What are the problems that you know your potential clients have? In that welcome sequence, you want to speak to that. And you want to speak to that in 2 ways. One, you want to tell your clients, or not your clients yet, but your new subscriber, what they can expect from this newsletter. But then you also want to point them towards one offer. Yes, I suggest you sell in your welcome sequence. Not a lot of people do that, but I think it's brilliant. It's when people are newly hooked. It's when people are ready to sort of explore. Now, you don't sell them into your most expensive offer. Here's how I think of that. What is the one thing you want all of your clients to already be set up with by the time they work with you directly or step into a bigger program of yours? That is what you want to sell in that sequence. For me, that is my masterclass purpose aligned. Every single person who steps into any other course, coaching, mastermind, group coaching of mine, I want them to be set up with purpose aligned. In fact, I'm considering making that mandatory for anyone who begins to work with me. Close proximity, they have to have gone through purpose aligned. Purpose aligned teaches you how to find your purpose and then integrate it across your business. This is the absolute foundation of everything I coach on and teach on. So I sell that masterclass at a discount, by the way, in my welcome sequence. So if you wanted to stack that as a discount, you just have to use in your email address and re-sign up to my newsletter and you get a discount code. But that's neither here nor there. That's the cornerstone. Purpose aligned for me in my business is the cornerstone of everything I coach on and teach on. What is that for you? What is the one thing you wish every single one of your close proximity clients were already aware of by the time they begin to work with you? That is the thing you sell in your welcome sequence. So again, in your welcome sequence, you introduce yourself, you tell them what they can expect from the newsletter, you introduce your ethos and what you do and why that matters and who that matters to, and you point them to the first product that you know for them has been the missing piece as to why they're stuck where they're stuck. The second kind of sequences you want to build out are nurture sequences. These are sequences that go out post-sell. So let's assume in my example, someone has bought purpose aligned. My nurture sequence is meant to go out in order to increase completion rates. What's a completion rate? A completion rate is the percentage of clients who have bought a course and completed it, meaning watched it beginning to end. You want to make sure to the best of your ability that you nurture and support your clients in a way that encourages them to actually complete the product that they have bought. Now, I'm talking about courses. This is sort of the easiest way to explain this because courses become your passive income, obviously. But you can do the same thing with coaching, right? You can have these nurture sequences set up so that you no longer manually have to now go in and go, thank you so much for purchasing one-on-one coaching with me. Please go ahead and sign this contract. Please go ahead and fill out this onboarding form. Please now go and do this. You can automate this via nurture sequences. You write the email once and then you set it so that everyone who's bought one-on-one after a set amount of time receives that email. And that email will then read, hey, like you're about halfway through your coaching package with me. How are things going? Fill out this feedback form. I want to make sure that we're still on the same page. What are your goals for the next 3 months? You can nurture your clients. You can serve your clients through these nurture sequences, whether you have courses set up that are evergreen, meaning you record them once, you post them to a platform like Teachable and people can buy them and you don't have to spend extra time on creating the offer. Close proximity, you have to show up to coach your client. These nurture sequences not only help you reduce the workload that otherwise you have to do manually, but more importantly, they increase the level at which you can serve your clients. So utilizing an email list right is not just about your bottom line. It's about serving your clients in a more powerful, more organized, more dependable way. And finally, we have the third type of sequences you will want to start writing and thinking about, and these are your sales sequences. So again, think back to your business being Disneyland and to your email list being the map or the signpost or the guides to point you in the right direction. One of the things that this map does, or one of the things that the way in which Disneylands are built is that after every ride, you always have a next thing to go to. Maybe you go on the Peter Pan ride. Where do you get dropped off when you exit the car? You get dropped off in a store to buy something. And you walk out of the store and right there in front of you have a bunch of signposts that say, you can go here, you can go and eat over there, you can go to the theater. Like, here are 5 more experiences for you to enjoy. Now, in your business, you don't necessarily want a person who just bought Masterclass A to now be pointed to 5 more masterclasses. That would overwhelm people, and when people are overwhelmed, they don't buy. And they also feel sold to. We never want to be sleazy or salesy in these things. We want to always approach our emails, every single email, whether it's a newsletter or a pre-written email that's part of a sequence. We want to always just say, hey, like, here's another invitation. You've just stepped through solving this problem that I helped you solve in this masterclass. Chances are you now have moved on to the next step in your business or in your yoga or in your health journey, in your gut journey. And typically what comes up for clients at this point is X. Here's a resource to help you solve X. And here's an invitation for you to plug into this. Done. Right? So these sales sequences are invitations to join the next step. This is why it's important for you to know your client journey. So the way I have this set up for is everyone who steps through my purpose-aligned masterclass, typically, and I know this because I know my clients, because I know my client journey, typically now comes up against one of 2 things. One is they want to jump straight into strategy. I have a course for that. I sell in that course. So everyone who steps through Purpose Aligned, the masterclass, automatically now gets put into a sequence where I say, hey, this might be a problem you have. And if you have it, this is how I can help you solve it. At some point later, they also get dropped into a sales sequence where I say, and this is the second thing that clients typically experience after stepping through Purpose Aligned. And that is something that my clients would call imposter syndrome or, hey, I just don't think I'm good enough. Now, I, as the coach, know, okay, at this point, we have to look at how are past patterns and beliefs holding you back in creating your future. I have a masterclass for that. It's called Unbecoming. So those are the 2 avenues that I open up for my clients within my email list without me having to push a button that says, hey, there are more resources for you available. What do you want? And if you don't purchase any of them, that's fine too. I'm not going to harass you. Just going to put a couple of times in front of you this additional opportunity to learn from me and to grow on your journey. You want to think of the sales sequence as the next thing. After a client has completed one step in their client journey with you, what will naturally be the next problem they need help solving? You as the expert know this. So this is where I want to sort of bring it back to how the whole ecosystem of your email list works, right? I'll give you another example. Let's say out of the example, 100 people on your list, 20 people are in one segment because they've come into your email list through a very specific resource. Let's say that someone, and these are real life examples from my business. I'm pulling the curtain way back. I'm being really transparent here, right? And if you want to experience this, you can just plug into any of the resources I'm mentioning here. So far, I've mentioned paid resources. I'm about to mention a free resource. You can experience this. I have a free downloadable guide that over the course of 7 days teaches you how to set yourself up to launch a business within 7 days. Because, by the way, it shouldn't take longer than that. To now actually monetize and grow your business, that will take 6 to 12 months. But to lay the foundations, to figure out, okay, here's the foundation, here's my plan, here's my timeline, here are my priorities, a week. So people can, for free, plug into this free downloadable resource. On the back end of it comes a free 7-day email course that actually walks them through every single step they have to take every single day. First of all, that is huge value. That took me days to set everything up, to write everything down, to collect my thoughts, to provide a shitload of value. I was so happy to do that. I want people to have that. I want people to get out of this. Do I, don't I, how, where, I don't know where to start here. 7 days, get started with this. You'll know where to go next after these 7 days. So that's an insane amount of value that people can plug into for free. You can plug into this right now for free. I'll link the freebie, like big at the top of the show notes below, just so you can experience this. Now, what I do from a nurture sequence and sales sequence perspective is within these 7 days of emails, remember, this is a free 7-day email course where I teach you something. I move people to, hey, if this resonates with you, if you really want to learn how to strategically set up your business, the next step for you is to plug into this, I think it's $29 masterclass, The Freedom Leap. This will set you up with the things you'll need to do over the next 6 months in order to not run off in the wrong direction, but truly build revenue through your newly established business. Those who buy this masterclass, they now get a nurture sequence for them to actually complete the masterclass. Because what's the point of buying a masterclass if you don't learn from it? So I want to make sure that I actually learn from it. So I make sure my nurture sequence that comes on the back end of the Freedom Leap, A, they watch it, and B, they take action on it. Then a few weeks after that, automatically the people who've bought that masterclass get dropped into a sales sequence where I say, hey, I've just taught you a whole bunch of things about everything you need to do in the next 6 months. You might be stuck with the how. You might be stuck with figuring out how to exactly take these steps because you're now being introduced to a whole new world where we talk about segmentation, where we talk about building an audience, building an email list, where we talk about a client journey, where we talk about a first offer and how to sell. And this might be really overwhelming. But I've broken it all down into steps in this more comprehensive, deep dive business course, 9 to 5 to Freedom Business. Come on in if you want some guidance along the way. This will accelerate your growth. Here's the link to join. That's the sales sequence into my bigger course that costs around $600. Also discounted within that email sequence. Again, the strategy behind discounting and when and where to place an email sequence like that, that's inside my masterclass that's inside my masterclass Inbox to Income if you want to learn the strategic details of this. But hopefully this high-level overview of not only how to utilize your email list beyond sending a weekly newsletter and a few examples of that will give you a glimpse into just how much potential there resides within your email list. And I think you can tell just by listening to me, just like how pumped I am. about the potential that email lists can offer up to your business. There is a monetary difference that I don't think anyone can really understand or analyze between a business that has a very well curated and run email list and a business that doesn't. But here's what I'll say about this. The cost of acquiring a new client is 3 to 5 times higher than the cost of retaining a client. Acquiring a new client means someone comes in through social media or a podcast, gets to know you, learns to trust you, and eventually buys from you. The upfront cost of time and money that you have to spend to get that client from cold lead to buyer is 3 to 5 times higher than the money, time, and energy you have to spend of moving someone who's already bought from you into becoming a repeat client. Retaining that client is so much cheaper. It takes significantly less time. So if your offers are really amazing, if your offers solve true, proper problems that your clients have, and if they're set up in a strategic way, then your email list simply helps you retain that client. In other words, from the client's perspective, your email list helps you serve that client more and more deeply. And this is what we want. We want to become known as the business that truly cares about their clients and that knows their clients and that helps solve their clients. Now, you can't, as you grow, you can't hold every single one of your clients' hands, because hopefully you'll have 50 and then 100 and then 1,000 clients at a time. Not all of them in close proximity. You should not have that. But across your business ecosystem, you should have 6-digit, 4-digit clients. You can't hold every single one of these clients' hands, which you know what can? Your email list can. So here's what we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about how to start an email list. We haven't talked about how to grow an email list. We haven't talked about strategically how to write these emails. But again, if you are now hooked on, oh my gosh, the biggest priority for me in the next 2 months should be for me to build out my email list, to build out my Disneyland email sequences. How do I do this? Right now, I still have my masterclass, which is so dense and so packed with how-to information on all of these things. I have it on pre-sale right now. If you're listening to this before July 17th, I have this masterclass on pre-sale at just $39. And after it goes up, it's not even that expensive. It's going to go up to $59. So one way or another, whichever price point you see on the sales page, go ahead and check out in order to just tap into the potential of your business. I really want to hear from you. Is there something that I've mentioned in today's episode that completely blew your mind? If so, please drop that in the comments. You can leave me a review or a comment on Spotify. These reviews really, really help the show grow. It's still a new show, and I have big dreams for the community around this show, Your Business Untethered, and, with that, the impact of it. So send this to a friend, send this to your business friend, send this to your business bestie who you know will appreciate you sharing this resource with them as well. And I will catch you, as always, next week. Go out into the world and create more freedom than you did yesterday. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the podcast, Your Business Untethered, hosted by me, Dinat, creator of Way of the Founder. I love hearing from you, so please drop me a DM on Instagram sharing your insights from this episode. And if you are ready to take the leap, my free guides, Plot Your 9-to-5 Escape in 7 days, and the Freedom Business Scorecard are in the show notes for you to grab. If this episode created change for you, please leave a review and be a friend and share this with a friend or colleague that you love. Until next time, please wake every day, seize the day, defy the norm, and create your very own type of freedom. I love you. I do mean it.